The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com. Hi, everyone, and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County, and we begin with our honor roll of high school teams. At number 3 this week, Brighton Boys Soccer was one of these every year. 4-10-2 in the regular season. The Barons upset previously undefeated Canandaigua on penalty kicks in the Class A1 tournament quarterfinals. And at number 2, how about another Brighton team? The Footballers are in the sectional semifinals for the first time in 17 years. The 7-1 Barons special teams scored touchdowns against Spencerport on a kick return fumble recovery, and a fake field goal. They also blocked a punt for good measure. And at number 1, Penfield Volleyball. The boys are 15-0. The girls are 15-0. The program is 30-0. Amazing. Which brings us to our Sports Beat Team of the Week, the most dominant football team in the section. Some things at East Rochester haven't changed that much. Football is still king, as it has been here for decades. Over the past 5 decades, the Bombers have been coached by only 3. Don Quinn, for whom the new turf field is named, Ron Rucker, and since 1993, Dennis Greco. That kind of continuity contributes to the program's success.
I think so. I think they get a message that's consistent. They understand what the expectations are, both on and off the field. Our coaching staff is very consistent on what we believe the kids should do as far as being not only athletes but students and good citizens and those kinds of things.
Do you enjoy being part of that lineage?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I have a great relationship with Don Quinn. He still comes to games and so on. I know Ron Rucker. So, they've been very supportive of what we've tried to do since we've been here.
East Rochester put the finishing touches on its second consecutive undefeated regular season behind senior running back Cameron Cleveland. Cameron rushed for 1,715 yards this year with an 8.3 yards per carry average, and he scored 29 touchdowns. Do you feel part of all of that?
Yeah, they were a smash-mouth football team. That's what we are. We're just keeping it going.
Does that come up a lot, to say that, football is like at the core of East Rochester?
I would say so, yeah. I still see Coach Don Quinn in the weight room, talk to him every time I see him.
What's he have to say to you?
Just keep going, good work, stay in the weight room, because that's where winners are made.
While many things within the Bombers program remain the same, there is one big difference: the consolidation. 16 years ago, faced with declining enrollment, East Rochester merged the football program with Gananda, which didn't have one of its own.
It's been real solid as far as the support goes. The community over there loves it, the people involved in the football program. So we probably wouldn't exist without it, and they wouldn't have football at all if it didn't exist either. So it's worked out great for both communities.
20 players make the 10-mile trek from Gananda to East Rochester to be a Bomber.
It's probably one of the best experiences because you get to meet people that you never would have met if you didn't come here. It's a different environment. You got good coaches.
Is there a dynamic here? I mean, everyone knows who the ER kids are, and everyone knows who the Gananda kids are. I mean, is there any kind of rivalry at all between the kids at the different schools?
No, not at all. We're all friends. We all love each other. We all just play as brothers.
Together, the United Forces have won 5 Finger Lakes League titles and the 2012 Sectional Class C crown. And the Ganandans aren't just along for the ride. 20 players is a significant number. I mean, do you take special pride in that? Yes, this seems to be mostly known as the ER team, but we're having a real impact here.
Yeah, because a lot of the good players are from Gananda, so it's not just like it's just the ER players and the Gananda players don't play. The Gananda players are definitely a big part of the team.
When we return, Penfield's Mike Fusar is in the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner, and later the Costarellis clan in Churchville, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Cozy up this fall with Dunkin' Donuts coffee and espresso flavors. Sip salty and sweet with our new salted caramel macchiato. Or drink in the season with the classic taste of pumpkin. America runs on Dunkin'. Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. Time now for the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner. And it's our pleasure to be joined by Mike Fusar of the Penfield boys volleyball team. Coaches, I'm sure you know volleyball is a real big deal in Penfield. What's it like to be the major, it's a minor sport still, but the major sport at a school in the fall?
I think it's really exciting. I mean, I've took over the program in 1995, and it's a pretty storied program. And to see how much it means to the community is pretty cool.
Can you like verbalize that? I mean, like, you know, we're accustomed to seeing towns, you know, that like Fairport gets behind the football team, win or lose, they're always out there. Fairport is a football school. You know, Penfield, not so much. It's a volleyball school. So what is that? How does that translate?
I just see it at the lower levels. We do a lot of things in the schools at the lower levels with the kids, and the excitement there in the kids for volleyball is evident. You know, across the board, we get around all the elementary schools and we see a lot of excitement.
Want to take any credit for that? I mean, you've been at this for 21 years. And
Oh, I just want them to like being physically active, and if they like volleyball, that's even better.
When you try to convince a school system of an athletics program's worth, where do you go? How do you do that?
Well, I think you look at the numbers in the program, and the numbers at our girls and our boys level are very filled right now. We're very flush with athletes all through the program. We have high numbers, and I think that kind of validates what the program's importance, I think, within the school.
Do you compete with other sports for the kids? I mean, you have some first-rate athletes.
Well, I think you know, kids make choices about athletics, and we don't compete with anybody. When the kids make their choices, we understand that those are their choices. If they're a football player, we will let them play football. If they're a volleyball player, they play volleyball, but we don't ever try to get into other people's programs.
20 years into it, how were you better than you were when you started off?
I think that my learning curve when I was really young was huge. And I remember it from 1997 to 98, the amount that I learned was enormous. But then it started to drop off a little bit, but every year, you know, you're listening to what other people say, you're talking with different coaches and learning different ideas, and you sort through what works for you.
Are you learning the sport or learning the coaching, which can sometimes be different?
Sometimes technique, sometimes management of your program, how you manage this situation. I like to seek out people. Chris Redding is my mentor. He was the former varsity coach here and went on to coach collegiately for many, many years, and we talk 2 or 3 times a week, and I always ask for feedback from him.
Now, on the near horizon, you've got the opportunity, you know, a real sweet opportunity, I'm guessing, to be the head coach for your son, Jacob.
Yes, and that was something that really means an awful lot to me. He's played baseball his whole life, and the opportunity presented itself where I could coach him in volleyball, and I'm really thrilled about it.
What do the both of you must talk about it? You know,
we do.
It's coming. What's the conversation like?
We talk on the way home. How was practice? What do we do well? What do we need to work on? Talks about he's very much about the team. He's always talking about his teammates and how excited he is to be part of this program.
Kind of keep you fresh. I mean, we don't talk about, you know, how long you're going to keep doing this, because here's a reason to keep going.
Big reason. But no, I mean I thought at some point that the desire to stop coaching would start to creep in, but the burn is there. I wanna keep coaching, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy the relationships with the kids that I have with them. It's just tremendous. You know, they're down watching footballs on Sunday with me, and we'll go to Stony Brook State Park and, you know, do our 3-day camping trip and such. So it's a real family. Their cheer out is family. That's what they always say on the cheer outs. Yeah.
Very good. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, sure.
Mike Fusar, the Penfield boys volleyball coach, on our Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee, and later a Churchville Chi-Li runner who has something to run for when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field. Honored this week for making the grade is Jerry Reinhardt, a senior at Batavia High School. He's not only a leader in the huddle, but also in his community. As the quarterback for Batavia's varsity football team, Jerry was a part of 2 teams that were back-to-back sectional champions in 2014 and 2015. He's also been a starter for the last 3 seasons with the Blue Devils varsity baseball team, where he received second-team honors. What's even more impressive is his demeanor off the field. Jerry makes a great impact in his community with the kids who look up to him. He volunteers for the Batavia Youth Baseball League and helps raise money for childhood cancer awareness by umping a local charity baseball tournament. Jerry commits his free time to working events for a children's advocacy group for abused and neglected children. On top of that, he volunteered to be a part of a youth boys hip-hop dance and performed with a group of young athletes at a local recital. Jerry also stays on top of his schoolwork, where he's currently taking AP Physics along with multiple college credit courses. Nominated for being a standout in his community, this week Jerry Reinhardt is making the grade. If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Fidelis Care Section 5 calendar.
Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages at all stages of life. Quality health coverage. That's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Here's what's happening this week, beginning with football. The championship games are this weekend. On Friday, the Class A football finals at Rhino Stadium at 8 o'clock. The AA championship game takes place Saturday at 6. The boys' large school Class AA soccer championship is on for Tuesday. Spenceport Soccer Stadium at 7:30. Field hockey finals take place on Monday. The Class A at 5, followed by the B and C combined class championship at 7. And the girls' swim championships take place at the Webster Aquatic Center, Class B on Friday at 5, Class A Saturday at 4:30. That's our Fidelis Care calendar for the week ahead. Which brings us to our weekly countdown of the Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods is proud to support student athletes who work hard on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods. Shoes, sports, service. Here are the top 5 high school football plays of the week, brought to you in cooperation with Varsity Media. And number 5, East at Victor, and Joseph Thies finds his way through the line of scrimmage and breaks clear for 61 yards and a touchdown. Number 4, Rondequoit moving left to right against Greece Athena. Nicely run play. Frederick June to Devin Walker, who somehow beats triple coverage on the play, but still goes for 70 yards and an Rondequoit touchdown. Number 3, Hilton at Pittsford. Cadet quarterback Jonathan Letta hit while throwing. Chris Cox gets the ball for an interception technically, and 52 yards the other way for a touchdown. Spencerport of Brighton in the rain, the kickoff to the Rangers. And an unwilling returnee gets pickpocketed. The ball to Jack Shaughnessy for a 32-yard special teams touchdown. And at number 1, it's Thomas at Aquinas. Thomas in the white driving, but fumbling to Damon Burton Jr., and the bounce pass goes to Anthony Flegler. 90 yards, just like it's drawn up. The Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods High School Football Play of the Week. Coming up, Anna Costarellis running for 2 when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues. Sign Impressions is more than just signs. It's a total graphics company. Embroidery, screen printing, team apparel, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and of course banners and signs. Visit signimpressions.com. Call us at 723-0420 to order your team or corporate apparel. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us with the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. It's time now for our Honor Roll of High School Athletes, brought to you by Injury Free Coalition for Kids. The Injury Free Coalition for Kids of Rochester and the Smart Teen Driving Program, funded by the Allstate Foundation, encourages teens to pay attention, not get distracted, and to drive safely. Here's our Honor Roll of High School Athletes. From School of the Arts, Bakuma Rubingu. was the MVP of the RCAC Girls Volleyball Tournament. The Silverhawks finished the regular season at 17-0. Number 2, Webster Schrader soccer star Maddie Lowe again. Maddie got all 3 of the Warriors' goals in a tournament quarterfinal win over Hilton. And number 1, Tavon Granderson of Greece Athena making his case for Player of the Year honors. Granderson produced 5 touchdowns, running for 3 and passing for 2 more in a tournament quarterfinal win over Irondequoit. And now Sticky Lips Barbecue presents our Athlete of the Week. Is your school looking to raise funds? Sticky Lips Barbecue has you covered. Check out our community barbecue fundraiser. Sticky Lips quality, it's an easy sell. Visit StickyLipsBBQ.com for more details. When Anna Costarellis runs for the Churchville Chi-Lite track or cross-country teams, she doesn't just run for herself. She runs for Melody.
Do we get to take off?
I would take it. Why not? Are you running today or? Yeah.
Anna Costarellis is one of the top cross-country runners in the section. She's been waging a 2-person battle with Webster Thomas senior Amanda Vestry for Monroe County supremacy. Anna shook off injuries that limited her junior season and has come back again strong this year with a scholarship offer from Cincinnati to consider.
The whole college thing has hit me pretty hard, but I've found ways to kind of think about everything and take time for everything, so I think I've been doing a pretty good job of.
So it's important to enjoy your senior year, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even though it's been very chaotic up to this point, I've been taking a couple AP classes and not been making my schedule the easiest it could be, but it's been working out pretty good, I think.
Success is part of it, but there's another reason Anna runs. This 21-year-old Melody Costarellis to consider.
Well, Melody's my sister. She has autism and Down syndrome, and she's been a very big impact on me because she kind of shows me what life's like if you don't have opportunities. So I've kind of taken her mindset and used it for my running, and when I'm like don't want to do homework or I don't want to run or I'm just feeling down, I just think about if I couldn't have the opportunity to do that, and kind of pushes me forward and gives me a reason why.
There's some 400,000 people in the United States living with Down syndrome. Medical science, therapy, and a general increased understanding of the condition has made for a higher quality of life. Melody is Anna's biggest fan, and she's there for many of her races.
Anytime we can include Melody into the family and what's going on with the family, we try to do that. And sometimes Melody has a short attention span, but she seems to like coming and just watching and being a part of it. So that's what's great about it. And then obviously when she's there, the kids respond in kind.
In summer, I took on a lot of hours taking care of her, and it's definitely not always easy, and like disabilities are not easy to deal with, definitely. But I think it's made me a better person, helped me grow, and definitely understand all people. I think that's really helped me create a lot of dimension in my life because, you know, everyone's going through something, and that kind of helps me when I can take her and then use it towards other people.
The intangibles Anna receives from her older sister are in turn shared with her Churchville Chi-Lite team, where Melody is an honorary member of sorts.
It totally makes you appreciate everything, and Melody has such a positive upbeat, and sometimes I'm even, I'm stressed out like a lot of people, and she's smiling and she high-fives me and shakes my hand, and it's awesome. It just reminds me how to be positive no matter what.
Are you aware that it's so meaningful, that you're doing something so positive for her well-being when you run?
Oh yeah, it definitely it gives me a feeling like she can do it through me, kind of. So even though she can't go out there and run or talk or be verbal, it gives her kind of an outlet, kind of an opportunity to go out. And sometimes it's not really easy to go out in the community when you can't talk and people will give you odd looks. So I think that gives her, once people know it's through me, they kind of more understand it more and are more compassionate towards people like her.
Anna won her race at Black Creek Park by a full 2 minutes over the field in the second fastest time ever run on that course. Her brother Peter, meanwhile, a future star with the Saints, finished third in the boys' race. We'd like to thank our sponsors, especially the 11 dealerships of the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible. As do you. Thanks once again for watching. And we'll see you again next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.